Revelation chapter 2 verse 9. Quote, I know thy works and tribulation and poverty, but thou art rich, and I know the blasphemy of them which say they are Jews and are not, but are the synagogue of Satan. Unquote. Okay, so the fake Jews are the synagogue of Satan. So what other biblical insights can we derive about this particular issue? Well, in John chapter 8 verses 44 to 45, Christ addresses the scribes and the Pharisees. Quote, Ye are of your father the devil, and the lusts of your father ye will do. He was a murderer from the beginning, and abode not in the truth, because there is no truth in him. When he speaketh a lie, he speaketh of his own, for he is a liar, and the father of it. And because I tell you the truth, ye believe me not. Unquote. So according to these verses, the Pharisees are of their father the devil, who is the father of liars and a murderer from the beginning. Interesting choice of words. Yeshua says they are of their father the devil, meaning that they are the sons of the devil. Now I doubt that Christ would say that their father was the devil if their father were not in fact the devil. I do feel that there is literal truth to this statement, indicating that the Pharisees are of some kind of satanic bloodline, the seed of Satan. Now, such seeds are talked of also in the parable of the sower in Matthew 13. Quote, That same day, Jesus went out of the house and sat by the lake. Such large crowds gathered around him that he got into a boat and he sat in it, while all the people stood on the shore. Then he told them many things in parables, saying, A farmer went out to sow his seed. As he was scattering the seed, some fell along the path, and the birds came and ate it up. Some fell on rocky places, where it did not have much soil. It sprang up quickly, because the soil was shallow. But when the sun came up, the plants were scorched, and they withered, because they had no root. Other seed fell among the thorns, which grew up and choked the plants. Still, other seed fell on good soil, where it produced a crop. 160 or 30 times was sown. Whoever has ears, let them hear. The disciples came to him and they asked, Why do you speak to the people in parables? And he replied, Because the knowledge of the secrets of the kingdom of heaven has been given to you, but not to them. Whoever has will be given more, and they will have an abundance. Whoever does not have, even what they have, will be taken from them. This is why I speak to them in parables. Though seeing, they do not see. Though hearing, they do not hear or understand. In them is fulfilled the prophecy of Isaiah. Quote, You will be hearing, but never understanding. You will be ever seeing, but never perceiving. Unquote. For this people's heart has become calloused. They hardly hear with their ears. They have closed their eyes. Otherwise they might see with their eyes, hear with their ears, understand with their hearts, and turn, and I would heal them. But blessed are your eyes, because they see, and your ears, because they hear. For truly I tell you, many prophets and righteous people longed to see what you see, but did not see it, and to hear what you hear, but did not hear it. Listen then to what the parable of the sower means. When anyone hears the message about the kingdom and does not understand it, the evil one comes and snatches away what was sown into their heart. This is the seed sown among the path. The seed falling on rocky ground refers to someone who hears the word and at once receives it with joy. But since they have no root, they last only a short time. When trouble or persecution comes because of the word, they quickly fall away. The seed falling among the thorns refers to someone who hears the word, but the worries of this life and the deceitfulness of wealth choke the word, making it unfruitful. But the seed falling on good soil refers to someone who hears the word and understands it. This is the one who produces a crop yielding 160 or 30 times what was sown. Unquote. Yeshua told them another parable. The kingdom of heaven is like a man who sowed good seed in his field. But while everyone was sleeping, his enemy came and sowed tares among the wheat, and then went away. When the wheat sprouted and formed heads, then the tares also appeared. The owner's servants came to him and said, "Sir, didn't you sow good seed in your field? Where then did the tares come from?" "An enemy did this," he replied. The servants asked him, "Do you want us to go and pull them up?" "No," he answered, "because while you're pulling the weeds, you may uproot the wheat with them. Let both grow together until the harvest. At that time, I will tell the harvesters, first collect the tares and tie them in bundles to be burned, and then gather the wheat and bring it into my barn." Unquote. Yeshua later goes on to explain the parable of the wheat and the tares when he explains to his disciples, quote, "The one who sowed the good seed is the Son of Man. The field is the world, and the good seed stands for the people of the kingdom. The tares are the people of the evil one, and the enemy who sows them is the devil. The harvest is the end of the age, and the harvesters are the angels. As the tares are pulled up and burned in the fire, so it will be at the end of the age. The Son of Man will send out his angels, and they will weed out of his kingdom everything that causes sin and all who do evil. They will throw them into the blazing furnace, where there will be weeping and gnashing of teeth. Then the righteous will shine like the sun in the kingdom of their Father. Whoever has ears, let them hear." Unquote. Now there are several things worth mentioning here. First and foremost, we learn from this parable that the devil, whatever you feel the devil is or represents, has his own people walking about on this planet. Christ said that these people are sowed by the devil. In other words, they are for all intents and purposes the seed line of Satan. We can safely assume, therefore, that these are the very same people who he identifies as the synagogue of Satan, whose father is the devil, a satanic bloodline. These people are referred to as tares, meaning weeds, and also as thorns. The thorns are mentioned in a few other places in the Bible as well. Starting with the Old Testament, in the book of Numbers, referring to how the Israelites should drive the Canaanites out of the land of Israel, God says in Numbers 33:55, quote, "But if ye will not drive out the inhabitants of the land from before you, then it shall come to pass that those which ye let remain of them shall be pricks in your ears, and thorns in your sides, and shall vex you in the land wherein ye dwell." Unquote. Later in Judges chapter 2 verse 3, dealing with the same subject, quote, "An angel of the Lord came up from Gilgal to Bochim, and said, I made you go up out of Egypt, and I have brought unto you the land which I swear unto your fathers. And I said I would never break my covenant with you. And ye shall make no league with the inhabitants of this land. Ye shall throw down their altars, but ye have not obeyed my voice. Why have ye done this? Wherefore I also said, I will not drive them out before you, but they shall be as thorns in your sides, and their gods shall be as a snare unto you." Unquote. In Samuel 23:6, quote, "But the sons of Belial shall be all of them as thorns thrust away, because they cannot be taken with hands." Unquote. This verse relates to David's last song, that's King David. The sons of Belial translates roughly as sons of worthlessness. However, in the Dead Sea Scrolls, Belial is known as the leader of the sons of darkness. In the Manual of Discipline, God is referred to as the angel of light, and contrasted with Belial, who is known as the angel of darkness. In other words, Belial is Satan, meaning the sons of Belial are the sons of Satan. The book of Isaiah, chapter 9, verse 18, states the following in regard to Israel's unrepentance. Quote, For wickedness burneth as the fire, it shall devour the briars and the thorns, and shall kindle in the thickets of the forest, and they shall mount up like the lifting up of smoke. Unquote. Then in Isaiah 32:12-13, quote, Beat your breast for the pleasant fields, for the fruitful vine, for the land of my people, in which thorns and briars shall come up. Yea, for all the joyful houses, and for the jubilant city. Unquote. So from these verses, we can ascertain that the thorns were at one time amongst the Canaanite peoples and inhabited what would later become Israel. It is also clear that God wanted these people driven out, so they were not supposed to be among the Israelites. It's possible that this satanic tribe being labelled thorns could hold significance as far as the thorn rune is concerned. Nonetheless, we now have a few different names for these people. Tares, thorns, the synagogue of Satan, and the sons of Belial. Now, as far as them claiming Judaism, in Genesis 38, we learn that the patriarch Judah, whose line Christ descended from, took a wife who was a Canaanite, and together they had 3 sons. Now, the line from which Christ descended was via Judah's other wife, Tamar. Tamar was of Israelite stock. So to avoid confusion, I would like to point out that it is not the full-blooded Israelite line that came from Judah and Tamar that I am referring to here. It is the line produced by Judah and his Canaanite wife, Shua. It was seen that this line was the line from which the infiltration of Judah may have arisen. Now, I cannot say with any certainty whether or not this is actually the case, as I don't know the Bible well enough to make such a claim. I just feel that this particular line is a likely candidate, given that it's only half Israelite. So these people are still of the seed of Abraham, but due to intermingling, the tares can accurately claim that they are of the Abrahamic bloodline, only the tares that infiltrated the line, of course, but spiritually they are still of their father, the devil, as Christ said when rebuking the Pharisees in John 8:37-41, quote, I know that you are of Abraham's descendants, yet you are looking for a way to kill me, because you have no room for my word. I am telling you what I have seen in the Father's presence, and you are doing what you have heard from your father. Abraham is our father, they answered. If you were Abraham's children, said Yeshua, then you would do what Abraham did. As it is, you are looking for a way to kill me, a man that has told you the truth that I heard from God. Abraham did not do such things. You are doing the works of your father. Unquote. So the tares are most assuredly of their father, the devil. Yet still, there is more to be found regarding these tares when we read Jude chapter 1, verses 3-6.